It's IBC2025, and I'm here on the Facilis stand with Jim, and we're talking, well, we've got some improvements. We've got a new interface.
Some new interface stuff, yeah, and some new things with some partnerships that we're doing. Facilis is all about connectivity. It's all about access for us. So on top of the many ways we can access the server on-prem, which is Ethernet, fiber channel, multiple flavors of each, we can also connect to the server via our WAN link protocol. And WAN link is our remote access outside of VPNs, outside of any cloud requirements. It's a very fast way to access the server through the public internet, and it gives you the ability to then use fast cache on the client side, which is caching all the data that you're reading from the server over the remote connection. So this is it's a very easy to see how that could be helpful, right? So if you're caching data locally, you're not having to read that data again from the server, and it's non-volatile, it's portable, it's invisible to the editor and to the operating system that the cache is even there, but you feel it's there when you hit play, and it plays immediately and quickly, even though you're connecting through a long-range internet connection to your server from your home workstation or wherever you happen to be.
So you've always, you've always been an efficient interface. What triggered recreating, or improving this user interface?
The interfaces that we have are very business-like when it comes to the client console, the admin console, the storage management part of the system. But when it comes to the Fast Tracker, we need to be more creative. We need to be something that's pleasing to the eye for the creative people. And so we made some changes to the interface that allowed our customers to customize the view of Fast Tracker using draggable panels across and be able to save those layouts certain ways they like to have the interface look. Maybe it's for logging, maybe it's for search, maybe it's for browsing the folder level of the indexed material. So Fast Tracker is our asset management system, as you know, and we go in and index all the media, and once the media is indexed, you can decide sort of how you want to view that. So for example, here we have this one I'll call the marker interface, because I show all my markers here. This happens to be transcription, and transcription of the data is something we do on an automatic basis on-prem, and it's a multilingual transcription. So here I have all these timecode ranges that I have, and these are the transcribed speech-to-text that I have, and I can click on any of these, and it brings up the exact part of the video where that speech is said. And that's a nice way. And I can also add my own user-based markers here. We have logging tools, keyboard commands that bring me through. I can go JKL player and play back whatever I need, either at half speed or double speed. I can stop and reverse, and then I can mark. And if I mark something here, it becomes a user marker, which is different than a speech or an object marker. And I can say, hey, this is a good spot right here. And then from there, I'm able to search on whatever I just put in there later. Of course, that's part of the metadata of the file now. And so I can keep on playing through and marking different parts of the clip that I want without ever having to use the mouse, which is nice for the creative people, right? And so this is my marker view, but I can go at any time and change my view to, say, for example, my browse view. And the browse view just shows me all the different places that I've indexed media, and I can go to those and find exactly where we are here. It's a competitive interview there from a couple NABs ago, it looks
Nobody's
like, or a
seen
couple
that.
IBCs
Don't
ago.
worry about that.
And so what this gives me the ability to do is to look through all of the different locations that I've browsed, that I've indexed rather, and just see everything in a very simple way, either recursively through or individual folders. And then of course I can search from there on different things that I have. And it's sort of endless how I can do this. I can decide, well, I want this to be, completely. I want this to be completely across the bottom here, so I can do this. And now the search is down here, and I want my markers to be actually front instead of my metadata, and I can do that as well. So little changes we can make to the interface, and I think that's a big improvement on where we were before, which was sort of a static interface for our customers.
There's going to be sort of presets for different roles, different jobs that you want to do, but then within those, you can then customize further.
Yeah, we can even have, you can even as an administrator set up so every user who logs in gets a default view. And that means that the producer who's going in just to view just gets a viewer, and the person who's going in to log gets the logging mode. And maybe without all the metadata and with all the complexity that you'd see on some of the other views, right?
Cool.
So that's the big change in Fast Tracker this time around.
Brilliant. Now we're going to have another chat about your Blackmagic Resolve.
With Resolve, we've worked with Blackmagic, and Resolve integrations allows us to go in and open up Fast Tracker directly from the Resolve interface. So the Resolve is, of course, a great tool for editorial and color grading, and they have so many different modes that you can be in for creative people to content create. And so here you see I have a sort of an empty interface here, but if I go to my integration, which is simply under the Workspace and Workflow Integration Fast Tracker panel, I can go into this and then choose what I want to import. So I like this shot, and so I'll just import this directly in. I like this shot as well. I'll bring this in. I can bring them all in at the same time if I'd like, and now those are available for me to go into my edit and use. And you'll see that not only do I have these available, but they're in proxy mode because I have up here to prefer proxies, or I can disable proxies and bring that back to the full res mode if I'd like as well. So we bring in the proxies already attached to the records within within Resolve in this case.
Yep.
We also have the same functionality for Premiere, of course,
just about
with
to
Adobe.
ask.
Yes,
yeah.
and so that's all available there, and the proxies come in. Any markers that are on the files come in as well as markers that are accessible in the timeline here. So it's a good tool for our users who are using Resolve to be able to integrate their Fast Tracker database within that application.
Great. Thanks very much, Jim. Now we're going to do another video here on a partnership with Strada. Keep an eye out for that. And of course, for more information on what we've talked about, is the website we send them to is
www.facilis.com.
Brilliant. And for everything else that we're doing at IBC2025, it's kitplus.com.